Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Just a few days, or actually a few weeks ago, I did a poll about a post I did talking about Plugin Doctor, and I asked if people wanted me to do a video on it. So here it is. I'm just gonna check out this bit of software. We're gonna analyze the same plugin that I did that day, which is the Lindell Audio 80 channel, and just go through some of the functions here. I have to say I am running a demo version of Plugin Doctor, so we'll get a black screen from time to time that stays there for a couple seconds, and then there are a few features that you can't really use in the demo version. But without further ado, this is a bit of software. You just have to go in and load whatever plugin you want to analyze. We're just gonna go through my plugin list and find this guy here. Cool. So yeah, this is the UI, and right off the bat you can see, as I mentioned in the other video, in the other post, that this is already happening from the get-go. When you load the plugin, haven't touched anything, this is what it's instantly doing to your sound. It's adding some EQ, even though the EQs are all off or set to off, but just from running through the circuitry, it's already, altering the sound a little bit. The compressor is actually doing quite a bit, including adding a steeper filter to your signal. As you can see, just like popping it in and out, it increases the slope quite drastically, and there's a bit of a level boost as well that we can see here, where we have the makeup gain set to 2 dB. So if we bring it down, it still doesn't match exactly the 12 dB that we're feeding it, but it helps. By popping the EQ on and off, you can see that it does that. This filter on and off is for your high pass filter on the channel, but it doesn't really turn on and off this additional filter that they have, or this one, which are just inherently there. Let's see, what else can we do? Oh yeah, cool thing that I figured out is that even when you're not really boosting or cutting anything, the EQ is already doing stuff. Look at that, just from selecting frequencies, you'd be EQing already about a dB, I think, dB and a half maybe. And then funny enough, the high mids band, it will boost, as you can see, and the low mid band will cut, as you can see, just from selecting the frequencies. The high shelf actually is a bit odd. I think it's cutting as well. And here you can see the filters. So that's the low pass and the high pass. Quite steep curve. I wouldn't really expect that from an Eve, but the fuck do I know. Other cool thing that you can check out is the amount of harmonic distortion that you're adding to the signal. So yeah, you can see the fundamental here. We're feeding it a 1K tone, and then obviously by bringing the preamp level up, we're going to bring up all the distortion and saturation that you would get from this particular model. And you can actually mess within this plugin. You can actually mess with the amount of total harmonic distortion that you want to add, and then you can also oversample it so it's a bit cleaner. So you're having less of the digital effects of like aliasing and intermodulation, all that sort of stuff. There's also, you can see there's some noise added, which we can just leave there for now. take off the oversampling so we're not making the computer slower. But what we can also do here is check out dynamics, and this is interesting. This, you can see, it's basically to check out the ratio and levels. So you can see that we're now at a 3-to-1. It will give you that curve. If we go to 6-to-1, it's going to be a bit flatter, so you're obviously compressing more. And 5-to-1, it's going to be less flat. That's the black screen I mentioned earlier. And funny enough, if you do move stuff around, it still will show you the results. But yeah, you don't have any other actual parameters to check it against. One last thing to check out is the attack and release function here. I'm not really sure how, what is being fed here to the system, but you can kind of see what how the compressor reacts to this input signal when it comes to attack and release. So you can pop in the fast attack and the slow attack. You can see that more of the initial transient comes through compared to this, and also you can toy around with the release times and see how that affects your signal. So it's pretty interesting stuff. You can also see how the ratio is acting here. So yeah, I think that will be all for today. Again, if you're a bit of a nerd like I am when it comes to audio stuff, and you want to check out what's happening under the hood of your plugins, this is a really cool way to do it. And again, it's free. So yeah, see you guys in the next time.